Utah has an incredible tech industry, we know that, and right now the Women's Tech Council is honoring Utah women who are shaping the technology industry and impacting the state's economy at its annual Women Tech Awards.
And I went over to the Grand America before the event started to meet with the event's keynote speaker. She's quite impressive. She's a presidential ambassador for global entrepreneurship. She travels with President Obama around the world to get girls involved and young kids involved in tech. Her name's Julie Hanna. Take a look. I'm here at the Women Tech Awards, and we have a very special guest this afternoon. It's Julie Hanna. She's the Presidential Ambassador for Global Entrepreneurship. Thank you so much for being here in Salt Lake City. Let's talk a little bit about the Silicon Slopes, as we're known, and the platform that this gives women in particular to kind of have access to some of the greats in the tech industry.
Well, first of all, Silicon Slopes sounds like a lot more fun than Silicon Valley, which is where I came from. But you know, I think it's really about the reason I'm here and why what's happening today is so important is so much about advancing, kind of getting, inspiring women and girls to get into technologies, about amplifying role models, because you can't be what you can't see. And there's so much amazing work and it's really the simple act of just shining a light on it really kind of ignites the imagination, the passion about, wow, this is what technology can do, this is what I can do as an entrepreneur, I can create a future I want to live in. And igniting that passion really is the seed of engaging more women and girls and getting more cognitive diversity into creating our future.
And what can we do better here? I mean, is it simply just a matter of getting more young girls involved in STEM? What is it, that the message that we need to send so that girls can maybe look at a Sheryl Sandberg and say, hey, I can do that?
Well, again, it's about relatable role models. It's about getting more girls into STEM is vitally important. Right now, there's a decline in terms of girls going into computer science. I studied computer science in the 80s, and there are few girls studying today than there were then. A lot of it has to do with helping them understand that it's a language and a tool, just like learning French, and that you can do things with it. That it's like a paintbrush that you can paint a painting with. And so a lot of the way that computer science has been packaged and presented, it does not appeal to girls, and that's starting to change. And what we found is when that changes, they come in droves, and they love programming, they love the sciences, they get into entrepreneurship, because there's nothing more entrepreneurial than really what young girls are doing anyway, and being the CEO of household is probably one of the most entrepreneurial acts a human being can undertake. So a lot of it has to do with just the packaging and the presentation.
We're so happy that you're here in Salt Lake City, part of this award program. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
It's wonderful to be here. Thank you.
There you go.
Wow.
She's so interesting.
Yeah.
I got a chance to talk to her, and of course, she is not a government employee. She's just considered an ambassador, so she doesn't necessarily work for the White House. She was just nominated for this position. She also maintains her role in Silicon Valley, works out of San Francisco, and just an amazing person. So it was really interesting to get to meet her. Well, 7 women were given the award, and we'll tell you more about those winners tomorrow right here on the Browser 5.0.